I have never been so cold in my life. 2 nights sleeping on a glacier, an 18,000-foot pass, and 95 kilometers across 2 states in India. This is Kangla.
Our journey begins in Manali, in Himachal Pradesh. We took a bus to Keelong in Lahaul. From there, we drove down the Chandrabhaga River to Udaipur and further north into the Miyar Valley, a place so isolated we had to hire a tractor for a taxi.
I think I made Sarthak take about 500 photos of me on this bridge, and I don't think we ever put our cameras down after that. This trail was unlike anything I'd ever seen, and I've hiked a lot. We ate our way through the valley, taste testing the local crops and herbs our guide pointed out to us, passed by old Buddhist stupas, and performed prayer ceremonies at mountainside Hindu temples.
The walk through the lower valley is accompanied by legends of all sorts. A ghost village whose entire population starved to death because of a drought brought upon them by a monk they conspired to kill. To be fair, he would ride across their fields every day, destroying their crops. A large boulder that used to be a demon but had half his head chopped off and his body turned to stone. It is also very fertile and miraculous, with precious jewels hidden deep inside the rocks and oil stores under the ground. Not bad for the first 2 days.
Oh, but the third day. Kesar Yanshap deserves an award for being one of the coolest campsites literally ever. After crossing a half-kilometer wide raging stream in thigh-deep water, we discovered 7 holy lakes nestled in the rocks around our tent. It was like the world's coolest game of I Spy ever.
I don't think stream was the right vocabulary term for that.
The lakes were cool, but so was walking through sheep herds under the shadow of mile-high cliffs and watching Cam learn how to make momos.
And then came the moraine. The pile of enormous rocks left behind by a receding glacier, 12 kilometers of it. We all temporarily became mountain goats, scrambling up massive boulders and avoiding rock slides. Not gonna lie, I was not a fan of this section, and I had the bruises on my leg to prove it. But as we exhaustedly rolled into our campsite at dusk, my first sight ever of a glacier was totally worth it.
I am geeking out so hard right now. I cannot feel my fingers. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept great.
Did you?
Yeah.
Liar. So we just slept our first night on this glacier, which is essentially a frozen river. What are you doing?
We were now on one of the longest glaciers in the Indian Himalayas. So long it takes 2 days to cross it. I love glaciers, frozen rivers that look like ice expressways, moving a fraction of an inch every day. The only company we had were the towers of rock and ice that stood like sentries on either side.
What day is it?
6.
And what do we do today?
What we've been doing the last 2 days.
But something special happens today, Sarthak.
We crossed Kangla today.
We crossed Kangla.
This was my first time on a glacier, and the upper reaches before the pass were exhausting and terrifying and totally awesome. Some of those crevasses we crossed left me speechless. Staring down into the dark pit, they became further than I could see. I held my ice axe tightly, testing the ground in front of me sometimes to see if it was solid or just a snow-covered trench.
Going to the pass! Oi! I can get my head back.
Just as Cam thought we were on the home stretch, we reached the steepest, most crevased part of the glacier. We were 300 feet below the pass when we came across what we thought was an impassable crevasse. We ended up having to retrace our steps and go around it, taking over half an hour to cover those 10 meters.
What you looking at? We are at what feels like the top of the world, Kangla Pass. How many hours have we been hiking on a glacier today?
And just like that, we were in Jammu and Kashmir. We had walked to an entirely new state at 18,000 feet, one bordering China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan.
The feeling of relief coming down from harsh, high altitudes never gets old. The last day was no walk in the park though. As we descended towards the Zanskar Valley floor, we crossed another insanely wide stream and walked over never-ending piles of broken boulders. Cam's favorite.
Sartak! What's that?
That's a road.
Woo!
The road was a strange but welcome sight back into society, except it was about 13 kilometers away from our hotel. Nothing little hitchhiking can't fix. As we rode into the village of Padum on a construction truck, I felt filthy and sore and totally whole. And I think that's the sign of a true adventure.